Good afternoon and welcome to Match of the Day for the 5th round of the FA Cup and 3 varied games. In an East Anglian domestic argument, Norwich City play Ipswich Town.
And Walk is coming in. Should have scored.
Then Crystal Palace take on Burnley for a place among the stars and a reminder of past glories. And finally, Derby County, once league champions but presently fighting for survival, seek gold and glory at the expense of the illustrious Manchester United.
And Powell slips. Oh, and the goalkeeper makes a marvellous save from Stapleton.
But before that action, let's join Tony Gubber live from Anfield with sensational news.
Liverpool, the favourites, are out of the FA Cup. They've just been beaten here at Anfield by Brighton by 2-1, a result that will baffle football, but not Brighton, who amazingly were the last team to win here in the league a year ago, and who have now ended Liverpool's amazing unbeaten running cup ties at Anfield that had stretched back 9 years and 63 games. A game here of passion and commitment, and a crucial missed penalty by Liverpool. The former Liverpool player Jimmy Case was the man who scored the goal that defeated his old club. A 25-yard shot deflected into the net after the 71st minute. And that came just 60 seconds after Liverpool had clawed their way back into the game that was slipping away after Craig Johnston came on as a sub and scored with a spectacular overhead kick. Brighton had opened the scoring in the 32nd minute when Jerry Ryan scored at the Kop end. But really the game hinged finally on a penalty. 15 minutes from the end, Phil Neal stepped forward and he knocked it wide of the post. Brighton are now on the pitch celebrating their remarkable win.
And Kevin O'Callaghan will also be asked to give Ipswich width, even though they will curtail the all-out attacking formation they used against Norwich on Boxing Day when Ipswich lost 3-2. Nice touch before the kick-off with Patrick Cobbold, the Ipswich chairman, going across to pass on best wishes to Ken Brown, the Norwich manager, reflecting the good spirit which exists between these two clubs. The Norwich mascots on their way to take their seat in the crowd. Reminder there of the Norwich Cup run in '59 when they reached the semi-final as a third division team, and many of their supporters got dressed up in those fashions. And the referee this afternoon, Ray Lewis of Surrey. The pitch is firm and flat, and Norwich start the match playing from left to right. Terry Butcher with the first header for Ipswich. And then in comes Harida for Norwich. On by Van Wyk and then by Birchin. Back again by Watson. And the foul was by Dean on Osmond. Already it's clear that Downs is going to pick up Tyson. Gurnan. It was Dean and Birchin pushed well forward for Norwich, and Trevor Putney there playing right back, although in the reserves for Ipswich, normally a midfield player. Long kick by Cooper, and the linesman is flagging. The foul was by Alan Brazil. Dean. Birchin, formerly with Ipswich, Keith Birchin. Now Brazil to Mariner. Haylock for Norwich. And the start is typical of so many cup ties. It's frantic, the ball's in the air an awful lot, but that was nicely done by Steve McCall and Irving Gernon. Brazil and Mariner are waiting in the centre. Here's Mariner. Got his shot in and wide, but a corner because it took a deflection off Ode Harida. Good work by Steve McCall there in the build-up. And Osman arrives with Woods. And I think he fouled the goalkeeper, Russell Osman. A word in passing to Russell Osman from the referee. Dean out to Barham, a man that Ipswich are a little bit afraid of. Tucks it in for Birchin. Chance here for Norwich. Birchin scores against his old club. What a start. 6 minutes. And the man that Ipswich knew all about, Mark Barham, made the goal. And a man that many of their players know even better, Keith Birchin, scored it. Barham split the defence. He's played so well in the cup run so far. And Birchin, from the angle, tucked his shot past Cooper. And Birchin now has scored in every round. 2 against Swansea in round 3. 1 against Coventry in the replay in round 4. And now the first goal for Norwich in round 5. Putney on the break for Ipswich. Cut off by Watson. Well, there was a feeling in the Norwich camp that Barham was the player who would give Ipswich problems. And he it was who found Birchin, who found the back of the net. Dean, Birchin, Downs. Van Wyk is well forward, not far forward enough for that. Shoved by Dean on Butcher. Putney looks for Brazil, and it's down that right-hand side where Ipswich have made most of their early progress. There's support on still here from O'Callaghan. There are 4 in the centre. And Walk is coming in! Should have scored. I say that because so often he's stolen into that position and finished so conclusively. But as the cross curled in from O'Callaghan, Walk was in the clear and didn't get any power into his strike. Brazil away by Walford. Priming by Birchin. Good long kick from Cooper, but Haylock was underneath it for Norwich. Van Wyk only found Tyson, but he got a second chance and he found Mendham. Birchin's off through the inside left position, pulling wider now. Well, Birchin, who won that free kick for Norwich, is at the moment a thorn in the side of a club he used to play for. Before he went to Birmingham, he was an Ipswich product. Barham with the kick. Dean! So close. Could have been two. Barham flighted the free kick in. John Dean got the touch. He's the top scorer this season for Norwich with 11 so far. Here goes Mariner. Haylock in the way. With a court appealing for offside, and Dean's in. Mistake by Osman. Oh! Held back by Terry Butcher in what must have been a goal-scoring position. What does the referee do here? John Dean was through, and Butcher pulled him back just outside the area. Ray Lewis of Surrey faced with a dilemma that many referees have had to contend with this season. What does he do? Does he put Butcher off, or does he just book him? There was no doubt about the foul or the intent. The Norwich fans hopefully won't influence the referee, who must make his own mind up, and he's left Butcher on. Indeed, he doesn't appear to have even booked him. We're in injury time at the end of the first half. There's a talking point, but first, a free kick for Norwich. And it's Downs. And it's Downs again, offside. Well, all that happened in stoppage time at the end of the first half. And Ipswich's nerve not holding at the moment. It was a mistake by Osman that really caused that situation and let Dean in. And when he was clear, Butcher held him back. And the referee blows for half-time. Keith Birchin's goal separates the sides, although the Norwich fans will be thinking that just before the whistle, it could so easily have been two. And Terry Butcher goes off, I would imagine, feeling quite relieved. Those two supporters in earnest discussion, Paul Atherton and Mike Wilson, two young football fans whose road to Wembley began at Bootle back on the 4th of September. They started watching the FA Cup that afternoon when the preliminary round was on, and they've since followed the winners of every tie that they've seen and are hoping to go all the way through to Wembley on Cup final day. Well, Norwich would do well to remind themselves that Ipswich were losing 2-0 in the third round at Charlton and came back to win 3-2. So nobody inside Carrow Road will kid themselves that this cup tie is anywhere near over. Added to that, Ipswich had a fair share of the play in the first half, but didn't strike the ball well in front of goal. Butcher's there now, though. That's his touch. McCall is coming in and shoving as he did so. Offside flag up again. Those fans behind the lines are getting a superb view of this cup tie. It's a very close, compact ground, is Carrow Road. Here's O'Callaghan. It's pretty close on the pitch too. Brazil hasn't been given much room in which to operate. But he found Tyson, and he's going to get a return. And away by Walford. Good move between Brazil and Tyson. Vintage Ipswich, that. But stout defending once again by Norwich. Tyson suggesting the corner should be played short to him. It's come out again to Osman. Can't afford to lose it there, really. It's given Barham a run on Gernon. Dean is in the centre, and there are four coming from midfield. Still Barham. And Dean went in, and look at the ground Osman had to make up. Barham Dean's run, very dangerous. Dean was there on the near post, but Osman was there also, having run back from the opposite penalty area. Cooper comes, Putney away. Downs. Chipped in nicely, and Dean's coming in, and Cooper's committed himself. There's a chance on, is there? No, there's not, because Gernon made a fine clearance as Van Wijk waited to pounce, and Cooper's mistake didn't matter. He came on a side of the penalty area which was notable for the absence of defenders to meet Dean, and got caught. But Gernon cleared. Norwich still on the attack. Harida goes down. Played back into Butcher. Corner. Good spell for Norwich. They want Downs to go across and curl this corner in with his left foot. Harida waits. Motson's in there. Oh! Still free. Cooper comes with the punch. Dean had a shot. Downs back in. The whistle's gone. Well, as Watson got up on the near post, it went right across to Dean. Then Cooper came to punch through the crowd, and Ipswich escaped. Norwich have begun the second half in powerful form. They've dominated the opening 10 minutes, but here's O'Callaghan for Ipswich, fouled by Downs. O'Callaghan, Tyson's just inside him. There he is. Butcher's in the penalty area waiting for a cross. Tyson going all the way down. O'Callaghan still behind him. Here he is. And Walk is in there with a header. Butcher! And Tyson! Well, Butcher perhaps looks back and thinks he should have had the touch. And Ipswich had players in there. Butcher didn't quite make contact, and even then it almost ran for Tyson. Dean. Gernon. Forward by Harida. Dean marked by Butcher. Walk. Pushed forward for Mariner. Well, Ipswich have stuck to their pattern with O'Callaghan on the right and Putney supporting him. Can they make it pay off? Putney now. And pull back for Brazil, who took a flyer. Walk. And Walk again. Couldn't get to the rebound. Well, let's give Norwich credit. They have defended well. And on the break, it's Barham. Dean. Birchin's on this side, heading it back in. Van Wijk tries to make it. Putney's long pass, searches for Brazil. Watson trying to make up the ground. Played a captain's role this afternoon for Norwich. Gernon penalised. And we're going to see Robin Turner make his first appearance in English football since coming back from a loan spell in Holland, where he played for Maastricht for 5 months. McCall has gone off, and Turner, who played an important part in Ipswich's cup run in '78, although not in the final at Wembley, is in the action. Goal kick. Turner who played in 5 games on the way to Wembley in 1978 and scored 2 goals at Bristol Rovers in the 5th round that year. Now, can he score one in the 5th round here, I wonder? Downs. Turner gets his first touch. It's a good ball in too. Mariner. Brazil. And Putney. And Walk. And O'Callaghan. Little touch by Barham was enough. And Mendham finished up in the crowd there. Challenge was by Gernon. Brazil has hit the bar! Oh, dear me, what a miss. The bounce there was really a nightmare for the defenders because the other Ipswich players deliberately let the ball go. And when Brazil pounced, he hit the crossbar. Ken Brown showing the tension which must affect everybody connected with Norwich City just now. Referees checked his watch twice. We've played 1 minute of injury time or stoppage time already. There it is. Norwich City are in the 6th round of the FA Cup for the first time in 20 years. And Ken Brown is the man who schemed today's victory. It was achieved by a solitary goal in the 6th minute of the first half by a former Ipswich player, Keith Birchin. And after that, Norwich resisted everything that Ipswich threw at them. Brazil missed the best chance, but that's history now. The East Anglian derby ends with a score of Norwich City 1, Ipswich Town 0.
Yes, one well-taken goal as a result of one error of judgment divided the teams. That's how close it was. But while on the subject of judgment, it could be worthwhile to consider all aspects of another piece of judgment yesterday when referee Ray Lewis gave a foul against Terry Butcher and was criticised in the papers this morning for not booking him nor sending him off. He said afterwards he was unsighted, and our remote camera proves that to be true. You see the ball is pumped up the middle here. There comes a moment where he's exactly in line with where the offence is taking place. You can see now that's a casual slip from Osman. The referee coming the bottom left-hand corner of the picture, and as the foul is committed, he's directly obscured by Van Wyck in the centre there. And that's why I think he didn't mete out the ultimate punishment and gave the player the benefit of the doubt. So, for the 2nd week running, we're able to understand something of the difficulty of refereeing. But managers have problems too. Norwich City and Ken Brown face relegation, but yesterday Ken's mind was understandably on the joy and rewards of being in the 6th round of the FA Cup.
Well, obviously it's a big financial reward for the club, which is good and which is always welcome. It's great for the players, tremendous. Obviously it's fine for myself, Mel Machin, and everybody else connected with the club. We just want another home draw, fine. I still got to forget about it though. Our big job is the next one, and that's Tottenham away in the league.
Now, what did the goal look like from the point of view of the scorer?
Well, I can remember it was early on, so I think Mark Barham slipped the ball down the side of me, and I just feinted to hold it up and let it go. And Terry sort of read it a bit too late, and he just clipped my ankles, but I was through then.
Bergson scores against his old club. What a start.
Delighted to see it going, of course.
What does it mean to you now personally to find yourself waking up on Monday morning for the 6th round draw and you're involved?
Monday morning it'd be nice. Sunday morning would be nice because I'll be fishing, you know, and have no problems, and maybe just get the odd comment from the riverbank, you know. But no, Monday morning would be nice. It's always nice to come in Monday morning, see the other lads, and then really we've got to get down to the job in hand at Tottenham. You know, we must start winning a few league games, and really it's great for the weekend to sort of look back on the win, but then really we have to start thinking about our league position.
Now, you've got a daughter who's a very keen and a very talented sports lady, Amanda, who plays tennis. I gather she's in the United States, so will there be a transatlantic telephone call this weekend?
It's a certainty there will be, and another bill for me to pay. Gee, I haven't got over the last one yet, but I don't mind that at all when it's like that. It's tremendous.
A lovely lad, Ken, and no one's going to grumble about a bit of success coming his way. Well, we now see yet another team facing relegation, but relishing cup football. Burnley, conquerors of Liverpool, who've now lost twice in a week, on Tuesday last. They were drawn away to Crystal Palace, not without league problems themselves. But this is the cup. Your commentator at Selhurst Park, Alan Parry.
The last time Burnley visited Selhurst Park, the attendance was over 51,000, a ground record which is likely to stand forever. On that night in 1979, Crystal Palace clinched promotion to the First Division, and this lineup shows 5 survivors from the team which went up, only to be relegated again 2 seasons later. Palace, who are currently 17th in the Second Division, are forced to make one change. Henry Houghton is suspended and is replaced in midfield by 20-year-old Sean Brooks. Burnley, not surprisingly, named the same team which beat Liverpool 1-0 on Tuesday night, the basis of which has defeated no less than 4 First Division clubs in cup ties this season. And Derek Scott, having had such a miserable night at Anfield, was doubly delighted to score the winner against Liverpool at Turf Moor. Today's referee is Mark Scott of Nottingham. So it's Palace all in white who kick off, attacking from right to left. Their first game for a fortnight due to postponements, so they may well be a little rusty. Jones again. Collided pretty firmly then with Stephen, who feeds Laws at right back. Clumsy sort of ball. Gilbert clears, but straight to Stephen. Now picked up by Flynn. Taylor with the layoff. And this is Laws. Flynn found room well and fed Taylor, but the shot well wide. Dobson comes to Murphy. Donaghy first to it. It's a Palace throw. Jones and Phelan just getting a touch to turn the ball over for a corner. Cannon really calling for the high ball. Flicked on by Hinshelwood, and the header by Jones, well covered by the goalkeeper. Flicked on, the corner was by Hinshelwood. Jones with a little header, and Stevenson ideally placed. Taylor, Murphy underneath it. Flynn beats Brooks. Now Langley. Good play, Murphy forward. Burnley racing back in numbers, but here's Langley. He's done well. Jones in the middle for him, but the cross wasn't good enough. Murphy and Langley beating the offside trap, but in the end not beating the Burnley defence. Hilaire. Lovely turn. Oh, that was dangerous. Motson miskicks his clearance but gets away with it. They got away with it to one extent, but the linesman has indicated a corner. Hilaire's kick. The punch out goes straight to Brooks, and in it comes to Cannon. Now Donaghy. Forward again by Murphy. Dobson's header. Now Young. It's a great first-time ball for Hamilton to chase, and Fry had to come dangerously out of his area, but did well. Gilbert's long ball. Hilaire onside. Can he finish here? And Palace's tale of woe continues. A great long ball forward. Hilaire onside. Took it on. Did the right thing, I suppose, until the shot, which was pulled wide. And Alan Mullery was telling me before the game that Palace's problem of late has not been in creating opportunities, but in converting them, and how his words have proved to be true so far. Burnley under some pressure. Jones has battled well here. Hilaire on for Brooks. 2 in the middle for him. One of them is Jones. What a good header. Stevenson made it look easy, but it couldn't have been. Anticipating across to the far post, perhaps. Jones came in with a little flick header towards the near post, and Stevenson saved. Good piece of skill then by Stephen. And what a fine ball for Young. Donachie outside him. Stephen wants it back. And it comes to Hamilton. Burnley's first real effort of the game. As the ball came in down the left-hand side, Hamilton got away from the defender, but his shot wasn't clean enough to trouble Fry in the Palace goal. Edwards missed the header completely, but Murphy didn't miss the loose ball. Dobson. Donachie, two experienced international players. And at the other end, another international, Hamilton. Gives away the free kick. Good-looking free kick. Langley. Well, over Edwards' head it went. And it was Langley standing behind him who turned and got in a snapshot. And Stevenson has been behind everything that Palace have produced in this first half. Flynn takes over from Taylor. Cannon away. Parry locked down the line. Donachie gets it back in, and it comes to Hilaire, and then he can't control it. Flynn can. Strange sort of ball that was by Martin Dobson. And Laws just failed to keep it in play. And the skipper Dobson has rather unnecessarily put his side under pressure here. Hinshelwood finds him with the throw, and he's got away well, and is that a penalty? The referee is pointing very firmly for a goal kick. Interesting to look at that again. As he wriggled away from the defender, was he brought down? No penalty given. Derek Scott is in possession with Laws overlapping on the right. Or perhaps he's held it too long, or has he? Fry makes the save, and in any case, Taylor was given offside. Half-time, no goals, but certainly plenty of incidents and plenty of misses, most of them by Crystal Palace, who have created a lot of openings, but whose failing of late has haunted them again today. They just don't seem to be able to get the ball into the opposition net. The changing face of Selhurst Park as work continues on a new complex to include a nightclub, snooker hall and supermarket. Spectators will be allowed on later this season, but for the moment the lone resident is our cameraman. So Burnley start the second half with the remarkable record this season of having won more cup matches than league games. They've had 9 victories in FA Cup and Milk Cup and only 6 in Division 2. Here's Young. Donachie did well. In towards Taylor. Back for Young. Well, it was a theatrical dive, and the referee has read it that way too. As Billy Gilbert challenged Kevin Young, down he went, but the referee, rightly this time in my opinion, said play on, no penalty. Thielen beating Jones. Donachie. Young brought down by Locke. Got a crack on the knee. Tommy Cassidy is the Burnley substitute if needed. Well, Kevin Young will continue to receive treatment on the other side of the touchline, but Burnley must be seriously considering bringing Cassidy on now. He looks in trouble. So, a Burnley free kick, Donachie to take it. Hamilton getting up, but pushing Cannon as he did so. And it goes towards Edwards, but easily cut out by Phelan. Jones. Brooks. And now Locke. Dobson's header away, met by Hilaire. Got the skill to break this deadlock and earns a free kick, brought down by Trevor Stephen. So the goalkeeper Stevenson wearing tracksuit bottoms in this second half as the pitch begins to harden up. Hinshelwood. And Stevenson, realising what Hinshelwood was going to do, then positioned himself perfectly again. And Kevin Young, having had lengthy treatment, rejoins the match with his knees strapped. Scott. Cannon's clearance. Hamilton, Hinshelwood right behind him. The cross beaten away. Comes to Murphy. Edwards. Murphy again, challenged by Stephen. This is Hamilton, he's done well. Brought back for Stephen, who just couldn't readjust really. He was always in the wrong position as Hamilton pulled that little ball back to him. Couldn't change the shape of his run-up, and the shot was all wrong. And the substitution to be made, and rather surprisingly, unless he's collected an injury, which I didn't spot, it's Chris Jones who's going to come off. I must say, he's looked one of Palace's liveliest and most effective players, Chris Jones. But anyway, the decision made, and the former Tottenham number 9 goes off. His place will be taken by David Giles, a Welsh international who struggled to regain a regular place in the side since being dropped for the previous round against Birmingham. Young. Oh, a late challenge then by Gilbert, and frustration showing then, and it could be costly frustration for Billy Gilbert, because Mr. Scott is going to book him, and that is going to take Billy Gilbert close to what could be a serious suspension. Gilbert has been in trouble so many times this season, and his number of bookings go into double figures, but another today is surely going to land him in hot water. Taylor onto it, Cannon with the clearance. So the referee has already looked at his watch as Scott takes the throw and finds Stephen. The end of what proved to be a disappointing game. The first half was lively, the second half fell away badly. Both sides had their chances, particularly Crystal Palace, who's failing in front of goal, let them down badly. Both sides too claimed a penalty, but in the end, the final score, Crystal Palace 0, Burnley 0, so they go to a replay on Monday week at Turf Moor.
Well, over 90 minutes, the least exciting of our 3 games, I'm afraid. And Palace certainly face a daunting task in the replay, because at Turf Moor this season, Burnley have won 6 cup games out of 6. Well, now our final match from the baseball ground derby, where County shake off their considerable current problems, savour the pleasure of a full house, a tribute to their own determination and the glamour, the talent and the tradition of their visitors, Manchester United. Your commentator, Parry Davies.
The baseball ground, all abuzz as in days of yore. The Jacob Ram on patrol, the atmosphere both vibrant and expectant for all the tasks which faces their side against a team whose supporters believe that this would be a fitting year for Manchester United to win the FA Cup. Derby County feeling the strongest side available to them in the FA Cup competition. Most importantly, Archie Gemmill past fit after trouble with a hamstring injury. Not surprisingly, Manchester United stick with the side which demolished Arsenal in the Milk Cup in midweek. And on the field are 3 survivors of the last meeting between these two sides in the FA Cup semi-final in April '76. On the Manchester United side, Steve Coppell. And for Derby County, Steve Powell, and the man who's now the skipper, Archie Gemmill.
Well, the years have gone by. Jackie Stamps now 64 and sadly blinded, but a regular visitor to the baseball ground. The team he served so well as a player, including scoring 2 goals in the 1946 FA Cup final. The referee this afternoon is Brian Daniels of Brentwood in Essex. Here's Mike Brolly. And Gordon McQueen. Brolly again. Kevin Moran, Mike Duxbury. Cut out by Gemmell. Mills didn't give it enough weight. Typical cup tie start, and the free kick given for the challenge by Steve Buckley, who got in pretty harshly then on Steve Coppell. Duxbury, Brian Robson. Feeding Coppell again, once more to test Buckley. And Powell slips. Oh, and the goalkeeper makes a marvellous save from Stapleton. Steve Cherry was exposed then because Steve Powell slipped. And Cherry somehow managed to increase his reach to deny Frank Stapleton. Just got out of harm's way by Mills. Muren, Duxbury. Taken by Hill, he's under a lot of pressure. Alveston. Muren has gone wide to the left. Swindlehurst in company. Robson. Alveston. Whiteside, that's a good turn, he was being held, and a good save! And the foot of Buckley got there first. Whiteside was surely being pulled by Powell, but was allowed to go on, got the shot in. Cherry got down well, but needed Buckley to rescue him. Coppell. Moses. Foster. But Derby having a pretty torrid time. They cannot clear their lines. Alveston. 10 minutes gone, and United have the tie by its throat at the moment. McQueen. Moses. Lovely turn. And here's Coppell. And Buckley again, the man to save the goal. Lovely turn by Moses. Totally changed the direction of the attack. Found Coppell. And again, Buckley cleared in front of the vacant goal. Whiteside on the near post. Off Powell. Muren and Foster stay back, but the linesman on the pitch has indicated the offside decision, which has in fact been given. Could hardly do anything else but the linesman have walked right onto the pitch. Jackie Stamps listening to the broadcast of the hospital's broadcasting setup. They have to be his eyes now. McQueen. Oh, that could be a problem. And that's obstruction clearly by McQueen and given. McQueen protests that there was an elbow used, but he had no intention at all of playing the ball, and he knows it. And the referee's pulled it back a little further than I would have thought was correct, but even so. Now Buckley could have a strike, and does. And fed out like a scrum half by Bailey. Fortunately for him, the cross wasn't a good one that followed. And suddenly, Derby are having their moment. And there may be more to follow. Moran. Just one half error, and suddenly the underdogs change the position of hands on the throat. Swindlehurst, that's nice if he can take it, and he can, he being Rolly. And has he got the corner? Yes, he has. Foster's come forward. And Bailey takes well this time, and ends what he in fact started by not holding the original shot. Muren, right side, it's gone loose, Stapleton. It's a corner, and Derby have escaped again. McQueen is up. It's a good punch, although it doesn't go as far as he hoped. McQueen once more, off the line. Barton who cleared it. Then Buckley. And now Kevin Wilson. He's got support to his left, but his touch let him down. Stapleton. That's a real cup tie, this. Escape at one end, leading to an attack at the other. Half an hour, and there have been few dull moments. Gemmell. Stapleton. Cut out by Buckley. Coppell. Whiteside in the middle. Muren and Robson threatening to come from further back. And they can now pick their positions for the corner, for which John Barton now takes the near post, having a few seconds ago cleared off the line on the far. It's Mike Rolly who's got the far post, and in between the two, Gordon McQueen. Stapleton, Whiteside, and the header from Coppell goes wide. There's the man who returned and has rekindled the atmosphere of the time when he was here with the real Brian Clough, Peter Taylor. Stapleton, Gemmell, that's the safest place. Alveston, Robson's gone to the middle. Foster's header. Coppell. He's given him a bit of room again, but cut down the cross. McQueen in the centre of the goal. Stapleton now alongside him. McQueen. Robson! Blocked by Gemmell. And the second shot blocked by 2 or 3 bodies, enabling the ball to run to Cherry. Robson denied. The referee has one check of the watch. It's been a couple of seconds for injuries, but not much. Gemmell. Mills. Rolly. Up comes Barton, but couldn't keep it in. young lady policeman loses her hat in the action. And the crowd rise to their feet. There have been no goals in this opening half, but it's been crammed full of incident and obviously has been thoroughly enjoyed. Steve Cherry taking his position at an end where the pressure of the crowd seems to be being felt rather greatly. Capacity crowd of 34,700, record receipts of £108,000. So Manchester United 4-1 second favourites. Let's get the second half underway. Derby the 100-1 outsiders. This is Arnold Muren. Alveston. And free kick against that challenge by John Barton. Here's Whiteside. Met by Buckley. Not a bad effort by Arthur Alveston. The management team together. Peter Taylor in the raincoat and Roy McFarlane to his left. Stapleton. And the man over is Koppel. And straight into the pit of Cherry's stomach. There was a clear opportunity for United to have made more of that, either from Koppel's shot or from him pulling the ball back. Well, what must he feel about the chances that have been there, Ron Atkinson? Stapleton. Whiteside, there's a bit more space here, and here's Koppel. Muren. Robson. And Gemmell on the counter. It's actually 3 against 3. 3 United players coming back at great speed, and one of them was Alveston, who catches Gemmell in possession. Koppel. Free kick, rightly given. Koppel barged off the ball. Seen as an obstruction by the referee. Not a charge. So the free kick is indirect. Koppel blocked away by Powell, who was about 4 yards off the ball when the shot was finally taken. But now Koppel, Whiteside far side, this is the best chance of the match, and it's made to count. "84 minutes, and Whiteside leaves Foster and Cherry in dejection, and the supporters who have come down from Manchester in utter delight. At long last, all their possession put something on the score sheet, and Whiteside is the scorer. There's Gemmell. Well, they must have hoped for so long for the possibility of the replay. They've never surely been able to hope for much more than that. Robson. Alveston. The Derby crowd responding well. Foster across. Just 5 minutes remaining. And Derby want to make their substitution. Kevin Wilson is the man to be replaced, and John McCall comes on. Atkinson talking there with his chairman. Must see half a vision at least of those famous tiles. It's a mess of red and white now. Stapleton. Moses. Muren. An amazing escape, first off Parry and then off Barton. Muren once more, and Barton once more, and it's a corner. Well, he cleared off the line once in the first half. Buckley did so twice. On the balance of play, Derby can't complain. But that their efforts to defend, in the end they're going to count for nothing. They're entitled to feel disappointed. He takes this one. Foul covers. White side. Muren. Corner. We've even got the white horse in the corner. It's curling. Koppel. Side just fails to make the upper tier, but it's his goal which is going to take Manchester United through to round 6. It's the first time that they've been to this round since they went to Wembley in '79 to lose to Arsenal. Andy Hill. Turned away by McQueen. There was life yet in Derby County. Everybody comes forward into the area to try to grab a priceless equaliser. Not only in terms of pride as the captain stands up, not only in terms of pride, but in terms of the money that would be so welcome from a replay. Taylor looking very much there like the captain on his ship. Mills with the corner, and it's a good one, but it's well claimed, very well held by Gary Bailey. That close maybe, I doubt it. And United are through. It was very hard work for them, but the 11,000 who came down have had their reward. It was hard work for them because of some staunch defending by Derby County, in particular by Steve Powell, because of their own inabilities to finish. But in the end, Whiteside's goal in the 84th minute proved to be decisive.
One-way traffic there, bravery just wasn't enough. Two things worth noting: Norman Whiteside is still only 17, and young Steve Cherry gave a most accomplished exhibition of the art of goalkeeping, which brings me quite naturally to Bob.
Well, Steve was brilliant, wasn't he? Right, confirmation straight away of that sensational FA Cup tie at Anfield this afternoon. Cup favourites and First Division leaders Liverpool 1, Brighton bottom of Division 1 2. The biggest FA Cup shock in this season's competition, and very much a romantic story. Former Liverpool player Jimmy Case scoring the winner, and former Liverpool player Jimmy Melia, now the acting manager of Brighton. Here he is, talking to Tony Gubber. Well, in fact, he's not talking to Tony Gubber yet, but we're joining him any moment now, I think. No, we'll come back, in fact, to Jimmy Mealy. Let me just push on and say congratulations to Brighton in the 6th round for the first time ever. Two other games played today. In Division 3, Orient drew 3-3 with Reading this morning. And this afternoon in the 4th round of the Scottish Cup, Hearts 2, East 5-1. Hearts are now away to Celtic in the 5th round. Welsh manager Mike England has a particular interest in that Liverpool-Brighton tie, because on Wednesday he's expected to pair Ian Rush with Fulham's Gordon Davies for the first time in the home championship game against England. News of the England squad, despite conflicting reports. Glenn Hoddle of Spurs has definitely been withdrawn. So too for the moment has Mark Chamberlain of Stoke, but he plays in a friendly for his club tomorrow evening to test his fitness. And Bobby Robson told me it's possible Chamberlain could rejoin the squad at their new headquarters at Bisham Abbey on Tuesday. With no Manchester United and Arsenal men available, it's likely that at least a couple of the 7 uncapped players will get their chance. For instance, at left-back, Derek Statham of West Bromwich Albion, and in midfield, Gordon Cowans of Aston Villa, whom Robson saw score in the 4-1 win over Watford yesterday. Well, let's now go back and see Jimmy Melia again. He was talking to Tony Gubber, as I mentioned, in that incredible, sensational result.
We came here, we were organised, we matched Liverpool at the thing that they're great at, is working. We worked against them, we pressurised them, we got forward, and I thought we could have been 2 or 3-0 before they even scored. I was just a bit worried. The referee was giving them everything that was going, and the penalty I thought was a bad decision. I thought things may just go against them, but we came back right away, and Jimmy Case of all people got a fantastic goal.
But what do you say to your players when you come here to play at Anfield? Because you do seem to have the evil eye on Liverpool, this Brighton side.
Well, I just told them to get out there and attack Liverpool and play their own game, work. You could get nothing at Anfield unless you work and you graft, and we worked and we grafted, and we played the ball up to Michael Robinson, and we got crosses in.
What's your position at Brighton now?
Caretaker manager.
Caretaker manager with a very big smile.
Well, you know, I mean, this is where it's been all season. I think this result has done the club magnificent. The players are brilliant. I'm sure it's done me no harm.
In fact, you're the most unpopular man on Merseyside tonight, though, Jimmy, I can tell you that.
Not really. I think they're disappointed because they wanted Bob to win the cup, and a lot of people there were shouting. But deep down inside, I think we've played well, and they know that we deserve the result. The cup were magnificent. We give them a great wave, and I think they're brilliant. I mean, they want Liverpool to win, but we've played well, and we've got a great result. And they're football people. What the fur?
Who do you want in the next round?
I don't mind. I don't mind.
They don't come any bigger, do they?
No, I don't mind. Anyone at home, we're quite happy. It's the first time the club's ever gone this far, so I mean, it's a great thing for the club, great for the town, and we've been having a rough ride this season, but I've kept playing football, believing in what I feel is right, and we've got this result. I still can't believe it.
Not many people can. Right, more action now in the Scottish Cup, 4th round tie at Pittodrie between Aberdeen and Dundee. Aberdeen are in the dark shorts. Your commentator, Archie McPherson.
Bell. This is Weir, who had a marvellous first half. Weir again, it's a good-looking ball, and there is Simpson.
Well, a single goal deciding yet another game. Goals or not, the fans are not staying away from cup football. The 44,000 crowd at Anfield this afternoon means that 270,000 more people have watched the FA Cup this season. Well, that's encouraging news with which to end, except with our congratulations and thanks to Brighton for proving we really are live in the studio on a Sunday afternoon. We're back at 4:25 next week. Good afternoon to you. Welcome once again to Match.